Hello everybody! I feel like being a mood right now in this rant video. I am Brian Mullins the Fox, and I am going to talk about why I am no longer making response videos and why that needs to change. In the past over 3.5 years, I had at least made a handful of them, mostly in response to drama, like you will see on October 21st for the Rant/drama compilation when it comes to the topic of the roast game, because we're getting very close to the roast game celebrating its 4th anniversary. And I'm premiering this for early November, so you'll know when I've recorded this, basically just after midnight, October 18th. Unlike debates, response videos can be fun to do, sometimes triggering you in the process. But that's alright. When you get triggered, you are engaging in the video you're responding to, and that sends shockwaves across the bow. Why did I stop? Mostly because I lost interest in making them, and also I was too busy to care about making them often. And there's one more reason. Because there was literally nothing else I could ever respond to of value. There was one video I refused to respond to, like I mentioned in my response to the Liberty Game Boy, was because it doesn't provide much of any productive activity in the response. Response videos in a nutshell are all like that nowadays. Just nothing but either petty drama, a topic that nobody really cares too much about, or it's just, more drama, leaving me with no other option but to make this video and premiere it in early November. This fucking sucks for many reasons. 1. The person you're responding to refuses to respond to you kindly. One spurg on the internet complaining that every time I made a fucking video saying it's the final response to somebody in a particular drama that I'm somehow making money off of art that I don't even fucking own, which I addressed in a video I made several months ago talking about drama. 2. The video you refused to respond to was nothing but a certain rat, a possum, insulting my intelligence for directly expressing disgust at a certain person's defense of anti-vaxxers. Freedom means nothing if it means to compromise your health or the health of others, because you're opening the door for consequence. Autonomy or liberty is freedom without consequence. Sorry, libertarians and NCAPs. Saying that I'm either a troll, a dick, or a fucking idiot is not gonna help matters. It's gonna make them worse. So much worse that I just refuse to respond. And there's one thing I absolutely fucking hate about response videos, or any response in general, in other formats. If you're gonna concede to every point I made and say, well, yes, I kinda did that, and yes, I did this and did that, while at the same time denying that you've done anything that could later call all of your actions or defenses of other people's actions into question. And even if you have just one petty thing on me, that does not mean that every single other thing that these people had on me were of any value, because they did not debunk the roast game. They did not prove me to be a conspiracy theorist. They only glossed over the fact that I'm an art thief and tried to persecute me for it, or if not, get people to mass flag or deplatform me for it, because they were clearly in desperation. And as you can see, it has not aged well at all. If you do any of those and pretend that you have the fucking moral high ground, I'm just gonna fucking ignore you. I'm just gonna fucking walk on by until you intimidate me, until you cock tease me, or better yet, until I block you. Because that truly proves your message, yet it doesn't. Blocking people does nothing of value to the progress of the conversation or drama or anything. If you use this as a victory point, you're a fucking loser. You're an actual loser. Crying about people blocking you. Oh, if you block me, that means I win, bitch. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm just gonna fucking ignore you and walk on by and carry on with my bloody day. Okay? Now moving on. Because surely nothing of value to go around with this one or any conversation at all if it's just going to be shouting matches, insult competitions and contests, or a complete internet forum riot, or a call to deplatform me, all because I say something that goes against the status quo. 3. Even when the person responding to you admits to being a hypocrite and of being a hypocrite by stealing somebody's art that your friend stole before you, like in the art theft drama of 2019 with Star Shadow, as a part of the triathlon. They do some serious apologetics and ass kissing, like, I didn't directly steal the art. You don't have to steal somebody's art to be a hypocrite in this situation. Just siding with the hypocrite makes you a hypocrite too, motherfucker. And 4. There's just no response after that. It's just nothing but dead air and silence. Then you start making live stream response VODs in 2020 and 2021 instead of short, run-of-the-mill, pedantic retort response videos. Then it hits you. And fast. Complete obsolescence of any motivation, interest, or reason to respond to any of these videos directly or live on stream. I wish I can make these response videos as often as I used to again. Maybe just for the hell of a ride I get from it. Maybe people can engage. Maybe people cannot be so toxic and hostile and trying to thrive and stroke the e-dick off of any fucking petty fake drama. Or at least if it's fake drama, it's because it's inconvenient for you all and you basically lost the battle. I won. I was successful. Alright? I had to defend myself against this conspiracy theory that I'm this mass manipulator who manipulates people and false flags people for criticizing him, which is slander. And I'm not taking that fucking slander sitting down, even though I did. Did I flag him because of an abusive title which incited harassment later on? Or was it because that I actually believed that I was a manipulator instead of them believing that? Who's the real conspiracy theorist now? Not me. Clearly, I'm using Nick Rekieta's logic to demonstrate this point here. And those criticisms did not age well. Because I do take criticism. Yeah, I ignore those critiques or quote-unquote critiques because they meant nothing to me. Just blocking people only stops the fucking spread of stupidity on your feed, on your recommended page for Twitter and Facebook. One of which I abandoned years ago because fuck Twitter. Or you can keep tabs on a content creator who refused to respond to you anymore and check how he's doing, like any normal person would do. I'm just saying this. So there are the reasons why I no longer make response videos and why it should change. Because I really want the engagement, I really do, but I really don't want the drama at the same time. But who cares? What gives? I'm just gonna get into drama anyway in the future if I continued. I'm Brian Mullins the Fox, signing the fuck out. Stay tuned for the last rant of the year, which is on December 1st. Bye. Now, since the Roast Game Theory's two-part finale spectacular has premiered and the series has now concluded, there is a certain week of importance when it comes to the end of an era. Brian Mullins the Fox brings you to witness the beginning of the end of a major chapter in Brian Mullins the Fox history, American and Canadian history, and most certainly part of world history. Here are the two main events to pay attention to when the Roast Game as a topic of conversation ends its successful 4-year era on October 20th. The first one being the final Roast Game commentary/rant video. Enjoy the final moments of the discussion that took 4 years in the making, me clarifying my take on death certificates. You as a parent were not entitled to file a death certificate, let alone a report, but the remaining deaths data-wise filled that gap. And the murders in the past generation, the Roast Game era-wise, are surely unreported to death and back. The second one being the Roast Game Rant/Drama 4 years, 4 hours compilation. The entire compilation containing just about 40 videos from me covering the Roast Game debate shitstorm saga to the great Roast Game triathlon drama, a drama within a drama within a drama, then the funny junk drama, and finally every other Roast Game related rant in between and after these dramas that spanned just about 2 years. The entire compilation spans almost 4 years on the timeline. All these two events in one spectacular week. 4 years of the Roast Game, coming October 20th and 21st. Then after that, stay tuned in December when everything about the Roast Game is analyzed thoroughly in a 10-part series called The Roast Game. A final look from December 15th all the way up to Christmas Day at 11:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time each episode. Only from Brian Mullins the Fox Home Entertainment. Behind a computer screen lies a legend. Behind a persona, one man with one mission has gotten everything straight, reassessed what was going on around him, and now, after over a month of production, he who must be named brings you The Roast Game, a final look. 10 parts spanning almost 5 hours in total of everything about the serious topic at hand. Almost 5 hours of looking at every angle. Almost 5 hours of analyzing every forefront. And almost 5 hours of timeline after timeline in chronological order to set a precedent. A breaking point left unbroken. A promise kept, and a clusterfuck of information to come our way. This holiday season, Brian Mullins the Fox proudly presents a 10-part series analyzing the following. 1. The history of studying calories. 2. The history of studying self-conflicting consumption statistics. Number 3. The history of studying Christmas food waste statistics. Number 4. The history of studying the roast game death toll. Number 5. The history of studying roast preparation time. Number 6. The history of studying literal forensic evidence. Number 7. History of studying anatomy and meat choice. Number 8. The evolution of the Canadian roast game theory. Number 9. The history of studying the real-life example of the roast game theory. And finally, number 10. The evolution of the roast game theory. The Roast Game, a final look. A monumental experience you will never forget. May Christmas and all who loved and enjoyed it when you were young, growing up, as an adult, or even to this day, never feel or see it in the same way ever again. Coming this December. Brian Mullins the Fox Home Entertainment proudly presents The Roast Game, the entire timeline. 4 must-see parts, including the following. All 4 seasons of The Roast Game Theory with Detective Brian Mullins the Fox. All rant/commentary videos on the topic of The Roast Game. All 5 dramas, including the 3-in-1 known as the Drama Triathlon. All 4 Roast Game documentaries. All 3 research videos spanning from early 2020 to 2021. The Canadian Roast Game Theory, the 3-part series, and all the other videos that technically prove the roast game in both America and Canada. Delving into all factors/facts in full context and detail. Number 1, calories. Number 2, self-conflicting/contradictory Christmas consumption statistics. Number 3, Christmas food waste statistics. Number 4, the roast game death toll in both America and Canada. 5, roast preparation time. 6, literal forensic evidence. 7, anatomy and meat choice. 8, the Canadian roast game theory. 9, the real-life example of the roast game theory, also known as Nicholas Justin Emmett. And finally, number 10, the roast game theory itself. Just like what we went over in the Roast Game A Final Look, but in a deeper, longer, and more thorough timeline. The Roast Game, the entire timeline, coming December 28th through the 31st, 2021. Only from Brian Mullins the Fox Home Entertainment. Get something to eat, get something to drink, sit back, relax, and watch all these 4 parts before 2022 comes ringing in.